Hey y'all, it's TxStampin Sharon. I am super excited to give you guys 4 more cards, or 4 more card ideas, I guess, using my Happy Place stamp set. In August, I did a full class on techniques using that set. And now I just want to take it to a different level and give you different inspiration. It is a super fun set. And I am honored to say that it is my $1 million stamp set. I am required to tell you that less than 1% of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators achieve that sales level. And when you do, you get to design your own stamp set. I had it in my head, I knew what I wanted, and it came true. So I'm so excited. For everyone who orders a stamp set from my Stampin' Up! Website, I will mail you an insert that looks like that for you to put inside your stamp set. So every time you open up your set, you have 4 ideas. And I did sign it because I had people ask me to autograph their stamp set. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that was just, I was like, I don't know how to do that. So this is my way of thanking you for supporting me on my journey, for placing an order through my Stampin' Up! Website, and to give you that autograph you guys have been asking about. I am ready to get started sharing my cards. Before I do, I just want to give a shout out to everyone who is a member of my YouTube channel. Those of you who have the little Texas logo by your name, thank you so much for supporting me. If you have any comments, any questions, please feel free to drop those below the video. Below the video, I have all kinds of links to help you with the supply list that I'm using, how to order the stamp set, all that kind of stuff. Let's see, what else? I can't think of anything else. Oh yeah, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, I would be so honored if you would do that below the video. And once you subscribe, ring that little bell and you'll be notified every time I upload a video like this or go live on YouTube. Let's get started. I'm so excited. And here is my Happy Place stamp set. I have to tell y'all something funny. So this is my stamp set, right? This is the one I've been using. I bought a brand new one and I think I'm gonna frame it. It is not every day that a demonstrator from Stampin' Up! Has the opportunity to share with the designers and create a stamp set that is it's just them. I love the beach. I say, hey y'all all the time. This is so me. So I thought it would be fun to just have one that never gets used. So stay tuned for what I do with this one. Okay, so some of the other supplies that I'm using for this class is the Notes and Totes bundle, okay? And it's really funny, I don't think I ended up using any of the sentiments. However, the images and all of that could certainly be incorporated into my cards. I mainly focused on the dies, okay? So super fun elements to create these very beachy cards. My first one that I'm going to do is this one. It is absolutely stunning. I know the camera doesn't do it justice, but just trust me, it is so pretty. Oh, there we go. I think I got a good shot there. I've done some embossing with the copper embossing powder, and I've used the new Earthen, I think it's called Earthen Tones foil that is available starting September 3rd of 2025. Okay, so very coppery. I think it looks kind of masculine with these dark colors. So let's get started and make this card together. The embossing folder that I used is the Soft Waves. How perfect for the beach, right? And I've already embossed my foil layer, and you can just see that. I just think it's so pretty. It also reminds me of like sandstone, so you could certainly use that folder for with different paper and make it look totally different. I do have my pieces all ready. My pecan pie card base is 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. I am going to be using some liquid glue because you see how, well, let's show you. my foil is curved, I really want that to lay down. So here's my new trick that I have learned recently when using the liquid glue, because liquid glue and foil do not mix, all right? You do not want to get the glue on the foil. It is nearly impossible to get it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my glue like this. And actually, I just realized, because I'm using foil, if I leave my glue like this, it's going to show that pattern through the foil. So what I like to do with foil, I'm going to put this back on, is I'm going to take the other end. Did you know there was another end to the multi-purpose glue? Some people don't know that. What I want to do is I want to spread that out so that I don't see those lines. I still want to use liquid glue on my embossed layer, but when you're doing foil, you really don't want those lines to show up. So I'm just smushing down the lines and making sure I'm all the way to my edges. I will show you my other new trick that I learned with the foil, but for right now, this is what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to take it to my card base. We're going to line it up. And you see how it's still curling. I'm going to turn it over, give it a good back rub. And we're just going to leave it face down for a bit. Let's do our stamping and our embossing. I have a piece of designer series papers that we're going to be using. Now, I did another video in August of 2025 showing different techniques with my Happy Place stamp set. I will have that video linked below this one in the description. So you can always go back and watch that video. This is going to give you a ton of ideas. Now, technically, embossing is another technique, but we're not going to be coloring it like I did on the previous video. Okay, let's do some stamping. I've got my stamp. I'm going to be using Versamark ink. I want to use the embossing buddy that comes in the Tools Edition kit that has the little tray for your embossing powder. You can find that on my Stampin' Up website. I'm using the embossing buddy to get the static out of the designer series paper, because anytime you're touching paper and all of that, you're going to get static, or static electricity will be on it, and we don't want the powder to stick where we don't want it. Just inking this up. I want to do my stamping up closer to the top so that I have room for days. Okay, room for days, days and days. All right, let's see how I do here. I can't really see quite through. Let's see. Gonna leave that stamp on there, let all of that Versamark ink get into the paper. Gives me a better image. There we go. I am going to go ahead and pour the powder on so that I can see where my image is. There we go. How fun is that? It just makes me happy. Just makes me happy. So we have our happy days. Get our Versamark ink. And look how the D just fits right up in between there. Again, holding it for a few seconds. Covering up our ink pad. Checking to see if I have any excess ink. Or, yeah, the Versamark is right there. Sometimes we get a little bit of trash. Okay, let's do some heat setting. And I know, I said it's not a technique, but it really is a technique. Embossing is stunning. All right. Let's put this together. Let's just keep going. All right, we're going to put some dimensionals on here. Center that on our card. And then I've already cut out some of the shells. I'm missing one. Oh, there it is. Some of the seashells from the Happy Totes. And so on this one, I've already put a dimensional. And look how fun that is. It just kind of spirals. Not that we need it open, but just to let you know that that is normal for it to do that. Too fun. Okay, so I'm just going to put this about right there. And then for the starfish, I'm going to use my glue dots. Maybe. Oh, there they are. Oops. And I do kind of need to roll it a little bit, okay, because it's pretty skinny. And then I just thought it would be cute just to have it like touching the other shell. I do have a layer of basic white for the inside. And that card is done. Look how pretty. All right, let's do another one. How about this one? Very beachy. Again, could lean towards that masculine card theme that we're always looking for. This time I'm using Secret C, and I've cut my paper, my card base a little bit different. So it's 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. So that's all ready. I have cut my designer series paper, and I flipped this side, and I did that same embossing folder on the bottom. Okay, we're going to do our stamping on here. Got all my bits and pieces. Just move all this over here. And oh, Secret C. I was like, where's that ink pad? Secret C is a new ink color. Oops, I'm going to turn this over. A new ink color, and it really is pretty. When I first saw it, I don't think I was in love with it until I started using it. Okay, so we're just going to stamp happy just in the center. Again, holding that stamp on there, letting all that ink. I feel like a fitness instructor. And hold, let those muscles stretch. Okay, now, I didn't have to do any coloring. I let the designer series paper do the work for me. Look how pretty. Ah, love it. All right, we're also going to stamp birthday while we have our ink pad out. I've got birthday, nice long words to really fill up that card. That was another thing that I was hopeful that would happen, is that I would have bigger images. And I do. I do. All right, gonna be a little snug. If you have a stamp positioner tool, that might help you with the cling stamps. But look, stamped perfectly. I'm happy. I'm happy. Happy. All right, let's get our card base and let's start assembling our card. Let me teach you, let's see, yeah, let's teach you my trick with the liquid glue, just in case you don't know it. I always like to add liquid glue to an embossed layer anyway, because I feel like the glue gets down in those grooves and prevents the layer from popping off. So we're just going to flip everything over. I'm going to take my liquid glue. And I've added it to my paper. Okay, y'all see that? We're going to let that set for a minute, and we're going to take the matte layer and we're going to add our birthday to that. Just going to set those aside. There we go. We're going to go ahead and add some dimensionals to the back. And I've added some dimensionals to some of my seashells. Now these little pieces, let me talk to you about these. I don't know if you can see. They are die cut from, let me grab the dies. Sorry, I need to close this up because I almost stuck my finger in it. Ah, I did stick my finger in it. All right, let's talk about where that came from. So these came from this piece right here. Y'all see that? And then these other pieces came from here. So this is like fencing, wood fencing, okay? And I decided that I needed some of that on this card. Okay, I'm going to go ahead while I'm waiting for that to still set up. You can see that it's starting to turn clear. Do y'all see that? I'm asking y'all these questions on the video just like I'm doing a YouTube live, because I typically do lives and I'm having to record this video because as you're watching this on September 3rd, I'm moving. Let's just have everything happen in my life at one time. But I had to launch this class for you because starting September 3rd, you are able to order this stamp set, and you need this stamp set. I did forget to tell you that for everyone who orders the stamp set, let me get it out, from my website, you will get this insert that I autographed for you to put inside of your stamp set so that every time you open it, you have 4 techniques. I use the Stampin' blends on that one. I used Stampin' Write water-based markers. I used a brayer with 2 ink pads, and then I used the baby wipe technique. So every time you open up that stamp set, you'll have my insert if you order the stamp set from me, from my website, and you can find my website below the video. You do have to live in the United States. These cannot be shipped outside of the US. Okay, I think we're ready to put this together. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and take off the backing because that has to be done anyway. And for the purpose of that glue technique, I want to show you full effect. All right, let's take this one off. Did I do it on any other ones? Nope, it did not. Okay. I also, I'm going to take these. Now one side, I don't know if that's too close, the video, the camera's not focusing. One side you can see the slits better. Oh man, come on camera. There we go. You can see the holes. So there is a good side and a bad side, if you would. I'm going to turn this face down. Whoops. I think you can see it better that way. There. Maybe. Anyway, the side that you can see the wood grain, turn it over. I don't know how else to show you because my camera doesn't want to focus. So I'm just going to turn that over. I'm going to get my liquid glue again. The problem that I've always had with liquid glue is, number one, it's messy. Number two, I get it on my fingers. Number three, it squishes out when I put it down. It was the squishing out that bugged me the most trying to use the liquid glue. All right, so I'm going to set this aside and we're going to let that glue set up. Okay, let's put this together. Now, I want to bring in, yes, I can still see some of the white of the glue. But when you have this all clear, it becomes a repositionable glue. Did you know that? I did not know that. I learned that just a few weeks ago during a scrapbook retreat with Stampin' Up. So I'm going to take this to my card base. Well, let's just say, what happens, have we ever put something on upside down? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We go, oh, that's upside down. Watch. Watch, 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 watch. Yes, some of the white is still there, but I still have glue. It's the part that's clear is repositionable. And it's going to stick just fine. Yeah. Have you ever? I did not know that. Now I love liquid glue. I never loved it before. Never. I tolerated it, but I never loved it. All right, so again, we've got our glue here. We're going to add this to the bottom. Let me know in the comments if you all knew that trick and you just didn't share it with me. I want to know. Did y'all know that and you didn't tell me? Okay, so let's put our birthday on. Let's get our birthday on. And I'm going to come down just a little bit. Actually, you know what? Even though this is not set up quite yet, I need to put that on first before I put the birthday on. It's set up enough that it's not going to get too squishy when I place it down. Whoops. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover up that seam. How fun is that? So my glue, even though I just had it set over for just a few minutes, has already set up and I don't have it squishing out. Yay! I love that. Love it. All right. Now, granted, I don't need the whole long piece, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on and just kind of do an overlap. And with that liquid glue, I can match it up perfectly. Ta-da! All right, now let's put our birthday on. I'm going to come up here. Okay, and then let's put our shells. Got this one. We're going to add glue to these. Nope. And then I'm going to put those glue dots on. My starfish again. Uh-oh. I lost my starfish. Well, how'd that happen? I know if I watch the replay, I'll be able to find that starfish, but where did it go? Oh my gosh. All right, I picked up the glue dots. Come on. Well, for heaven's sakes. Oh, there it is. Why? Why did it jump way over there? Good gosh. You can just see me having to, hold please, I gotta go cut another die cut star. Oh my gosh, too funny. See, this is the difference in doing a video, because if I was live, I could look up and y'all could tell me where it went. I much prefer doing live videos, but again, I am moving this month, the month of September 2025, and I just had to share this class with y'all, so it is what it is. All right, that one is all done. Pretty quick, right? Let's do another one. Okay, so this one is even faster, okay? Again, I have some designer series paper that we're gonna stamp on. I have embossed my balmy blue with that embossing folder. Let's do our stamping. I do need to clean my stamp. I love using the Stampin' Scrub for cleaning. It just, to me, it does a really good job. And my stamp is washed and dried, and I can use it right away without waiting for it to dry. Okay, this time I'm using Night of Navy. I forgot to mention how beachy my nails look. I didn't quite match my colors, but I felt like that was very beachy when I did my nail design this time. All right, we're gonna ink up our stamp again. We're gonna leave it open because I need to also stamp up higher so that I can do retirement. Letting our designer series paper color that image just makes this super quick and easy. These stamps are nice and long. I do like to pick them up with the block. You know, when people retire, aren't they supposed to retire at the beach? Boy, that is my dream. That is my dream. Let me just retire at the beach. Then y'all can send me a card that says happy retirement. Okay, so this is my matte layer. We're going to go ahead and add that. I sure want to know in the comments as you're watching the replay or watching the premiere of this class, what you think about these cards, what you think about my $1 million stamp set. Now, I must say that I am very fortunate to have had the sales to achieve this. I have to tell you that less than 1% of the Stampin' Up! Demonstrators achieve this $1 million in sales. I've been doing this for 28 years, and I don't know, it's kind of like it just happened because I just kept on sharing what I loved, and the sales came in. All right, so we've got this ready. Let's go ahead and I am going to do my glue trick because I love it so much. We're going to use this as the back side. Let me know if you guys love this glue trick because I do. I do. I love it. I love it. All right, so I have a piece of the two-tone paper from Stampin' Up, and I don't know, can you see the difference? It's really close. This is Night of Navy, so it's really hard to tell the exact difference. But the fun thing about the two-tone paper is that it has a white core, okay? So can you see my white waves, my caps on my waves? So I'm just gonna tear the paper towards me. Now, everyone who places an order during September will also get the instructions and the measurements for all of these cards that I'm sharing with you today. I forgot to tell y'all that. I'm just so excited. I forgot to tell y'all that. All right, so I'm going to turn this over, and now you can see 2 layers of the waves. How fun is that? All right, let's go ahead, or we can do it this way. I may do it that way. Yeah, I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to put it behind, and I'm going to add some adhesive to the bottom of this piece right here. I'm going to move you off. See, this is my problem. I put too much glue, and so then my old way of using it, it would squish out and make a mess. So we're definitely going to leave that for a hot minute until we get ready to do. Okay, so I have my seashells, and I do have a dimensional on the back of one. So we'll take off the backing. And did I put it on the back of the, I sure did. Put it on the back of that one. Now, as I was playing, I accidentally cut a copper starfish, and I was like, oh, we might want to pull in that copper. I think so, instead of the pecan pie. Yep, I think that, whoops, let me show you. I don't know, I just think it ties it in better with the other card. I think I'm going to use the copper. We're going to get a glue dot. Get this ready. Kind of roll it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to leave that just like that. I'm going to add some adhesive to my white layer that's going to go on the inside while I'm waiting for all this glue to set up. There we go. Okay. I am okay with this not being as white as you know, as the other was. Because of the embossing, it's not going to squish out as much as if it wasn't an embossed layer. See? No squish. No squishy. Turn that just a little bit. All right, we're going to take and put our happy right here. Now, we're going to take this right here, and you can see that I am literally right on the edge. I'll tuck that under. And I was going to put that underneath. Remember, I added the glue. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to trim off the bottom just a skosh. A little bit more than a skosh. I'm probably going to do 1/4 inch. I opted for 1/2 inch. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this over here, and I'm just going to line up those edges. Tap, 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 tap. And even though I didn't let it set as long, it still didn't squish out. Aren't y'all so impressed with this technique? This non-squishing glue technique. Now, for those of you who don't want to wait, when you're adding a layer to an embossed layer, you can still go ahead and do that. And chances are it's not going to squish out. It's going to squish down into those embossed grooves like that. Okay? All right, we're going to put our seashells on. And another one this way. And then we have our copper one. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Okay, so with copper and with pecan pie. Close, but still, what a pop. All right, I have one more card for y'all, and this one is a good one. Well, they all were good, right? But let's bring in more of those elements from the Notes and Totes dies, okay? All right, let's do this. I did change up my folder, and I'm using the So Swirly embossing folder. I don't know why, but I did. I just realized my paper's inside. Y'all, if you can imagine moving while you're trying to still work, what a hot mess my studio is right now. If you're in any of my Facebook groups, you see the pictures of the dismantling of my stamp room, my studio. And boy, whew, it's been a lot. It has been a lot. Which side do I want? Okay. And I prayed that I had everything I needed to make this video before things got packed up. All right, I'm going to do this, and we're going to set it aside. Just like we've been doing. I have all my bits and pieces. Oh yeah, we need to do one more thing with the setting aside. I've got my little glasses and the shades, and we need to glue those two pieces together. Using the silicone mat will protect my work surface. And to be honest, this is tiny. So I could have used the adhesive sheets, but I couldn't find them because I'm moving. Okay, I'm just going to add some dots of glue. Remember what I told you, we don't want glue on the foil side. So I'm just going to leave that, and we'll come back to it when it's not so squishy. All right, so then we have our bag. Let me show you. Okay, now this die, you could cut out two of these and make a cute little bag that you could actually like carry kind of thing. It has some score lines, and I'm going to fold on the score lines. Then it has the bottom, and this little bit right here I don't need for my card. So I'm going to get my snips, and I'm going to cut it off. Okay. Then what I want is, I could use liquid glue, but I preferred the tear and tape. My seal is too thick, too wide. So I could have used that. I'm just going to use my tear and tape because it fits. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and cut that angle off. There are so many cute cards done with these dies and stamp set. If you don't have that, I recommend you get it because it's super cute to go with my Happy Place beachy looking set. All right, I am ready to start putting this together. See, I've got some clear. I could wait for all of the white, but remember what I told you. If it's an embossed layer, we don't have to worry about it squishing out as bad. So we're going to do this. And I wanted the liquid glue because my layer is exactly the same size as my card base. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and add this to the inside. While we're there, give those edges a good rub. Okay, now I want to, let's see, I'm going to fold this back. Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's burnish that adhesive, the tear and tape. Remove the backing. Okay, so we're going to put this at an angle, all right? We're going to do, oh, since we're at this point, I want to make sure that my happy, I haven't stamped it yet, but we're going to put that up at the top and make sure that our bag is down low enough. So I'm kind of tucking the bottom first. You'll see that? And then we'll just lay the sides. And I kind of want it to pucker just a little bit. Like lift up is what I'm trying to say, so that I can tuck things in. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp our happy. And this was done with Secret C. Clean off my Night of Navy. I don't know, I just like to ink it up upside down. I just don't want to miss any of the edges. It's kind of a big stamp. It's kind of a big deal. Oh, I do need that. I know, we're going to leave that out. Holding that on there, letting that ink get on. Oh, there we go. Look how pretty. Isn't it? I mean, am I the only one that gets excited when I see it? Look how pretty. Look how pretty. All right, let's go ahead and add this to our Secret C layer. Oops. Okay. And again, with my glue technique, you could add this with dimensionals if you wanted to. Oh, I need to stamp Place. Funny thing, I just realized that I didn't get the cardstock ready. Originally, I stamped Place on the Coastal Cabana cardstock. Ha! I packed it. So we are going to stamp on the Designer Series papers, and it's going to be fine. This is what we do. There's no such thing as a mistake, just a chance to be creative. So I kind of like down here this darker of the Designer Series paper. All right, we're going to close up this. And I'm going to get my snips, and we're going to fussy cut that out. Yep, just a chance to be creative. Yep, no such thing as a mistake. Okay, so we've got that ready. Again, I'm going to use my glue technique on a couple of pieces that I see on my table. So this is my handle. I'm going to flip that over. This is the bottom to my beach bag and my straps. I'm going to flip those over. My straps. Yeah, I guess it'd be strapping on the bag. And we're going to add our glue to all of this. Anything else? I think we're good. Oh, no, we're going to do dimensionals. Okay. Excuse me while I talk to myself to, make sure what I'm doing. Really get to the edges of these straps for the bag. Okay, there's that. All right, where are we now? We are going to go ahead and put our sunglasses together. So here's our little shades, okay? And I've got some glue going on, remember? And look, I did pretty good. I didn't get any glue on the gold foil. I'm just going to line that up. And look how easy peasy that was. There we go. Okay, so we have our glasses. I got glue on my finger. Let's see, let's set this aside. And let's mess with these pieces. This one I'm going to use, the heart is for my bottle. Uh-oh, I don't see my bottle. Oh, no bottle happening. I didn't cut out a bottle? Come on. See my bottle? We need a bottle. Hold on. Let me figure out what to do because my paper's packed. Well, it's a good thing I didn't pack all my designer series paper. I think this is going to be pretty anyway. So there you go. All right, let's add our heart to our bottle. Let's get our glue dot. Y'all, if I was doing this live, it would have been the same thing. I'd say, oh my gosh, where is this? Where is that? When we do YouTube lives, we do the best we can. We want to teach you and we want to help you, but we are not perfect. All of us who get on here and make a fool out of ourselves, we are not perfect. Oh my gosh. This video might not be the best one I've done, but I hope you love the projects. All right, so we've got our starfish. We want a dimensional on there. I'm actually going to cut pieces. I want skinny pieces. And let's see. We use every bit of these, don't we? So we got our bottle. We have our suntan lotion. Let's see if we can do that one. I just thought I wanted skinny. Yeah, I think I do right here. Let's see here. Our scarf. And a little bit right there. There we go. And then our our cup. We gotta have our drinking cup. And then my sunglasses, I put a dimensional on this side only. That's too big. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, are we ready to put this thing together? Oh, wait. I need a dimensional. Oh my goodness gracious. I can't wait to be back live with y'all and cut up and have a good time. I do hope that you enjoy this video. I hope that it inspires you. I hope it makes you fall in love with my Happy Place stamp set if you had not already done that. It's just super fun. It's just made me so happy, especially during this time where I'm moving. Y'all know moving is never fun. And I actually received the stamp set from Stampin' Up! When I was getting over being sick in the end of July. So, or maybe it was August. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it was July. And it just made me happy to get this. So I hope it brightens your day like it has brightened mine. All right, we have all of our backings off, I feel like. Okay, we're going to scoot these over so that we don't get anything on them. You know, like the card. Okay. Let's add happy on. Let's put our handle on. See how our glue is dry? Semi-dry, I guess I should say. We're going to put that right here. Oh, I just realized I shouldn't have put glue all the way around, but that's okay. It's fine. We're not perfect, right? All right, we're going to put our straps on. And see, what's so fun is I'm touching the glue, but it's not messy. Isn't it just so great? It's so great. It's like repositionable adhesive. Look at this. See? Nothing on my fingers. Game changer for me and liquid glue. We're just putting our bag pieces together like that. We've got our place that we cut out. Happy place is the beach. My happy place is the beach. And boy, after this move is behind me, I am going to the beach, y'all. I deserve it. I deserve it. All right. I do want to add a little bit of glue, or maybe a glue dot. Let's do a glue dot to my other side of my sunglasses. Keep that secure. Pop that there. Let's put this on. Let's do our seashell. And our other starfish shell. Look how easy it is to put together once you, oh, I should have probably did that a little bit darker color. I'm going to slide that in behind the handle. That's our cup, our sunscreen. Let's do it this way. Can't quite see it, but that's, maybe if we tuck it that way. There we go. Whoops. Whoopsies. All right, then we have our pretty bottle. Let me see. Where do we want this? It's going to slide right in, I think. There we go. What else? I think we did it. Oh my goodness gracious, y'all. Even with my little hiccups, it turned out cute. It turned out so cute. Oh wait, I forgot something. So these tiny little dies, oops, I got adhesive on my finger. So these tiny little dies have a tiny little goldfish, a tiny little fish. And I put a glue dot on, and I just realized that I kind of, so I put, let me show you what I did. I die cut it, right? And then I added a glue dot so that I could pull it out. There you go. Hope that helps you. All right, I don't know, now that I've done this, let's see if I can tuck this under. Let's see if we can still get him in there. We can. He still matches. Now the card is done. Oh my gosh, y'all. All right, so if you want all of the instructions for these cards that I shared on this video, all you got to do is go below the video, go to my Stampin' Up! Website, place a order from me, and you will get the instructions for these cards, plus I will mail you after the 20th of September this little insert. And what I did, let me just show you. I stuck it on with adhesive so that it's always in there. This is my way of autographing my stamp set because so many of y'all asked me to autograph it. I was like, wait, what? How does that work? I hope this makes y'all happy like it has made me. Thanks for watching. I sure hope that video got you excited, and if you're not a technique kind of a stamper, at least this gave you ideas for non-technique items. So yeah, I can't see what you do with this. Tag me on social media if you use my Happy Place stamp set on any of your cards. Happy stamping, y'all. Bye.